Socioeconomic inequality is one of the most pressing issues of our time, shaping the lives of billions around the world. The divide between the rich and the poor is not only stark, but is growing at an alarming rate. Recent statistics reveal that the richest 1% of the world's population now owns more than half of the world's wealth, while the bottom half owns just 1%. This concentration of wealth in the hands of a few has profound implications for society, influencing everything from health and education to social stability and democracy. In this video, we will explore the historical roots of inequality, the drivers behind its current rise, the human cost of this divide, and potential solutions for a more equitable future. Chapter 1: The Historical Roots of Inequality. The seeds of modern inequality were sown centuries ago. Colonialism played a significant role in creating global disparities. European powers exploited the resources and labor of colonized nations, enriching themselves while impoverishing the colonies. For instance, the transatlantic slave trade forcibly transported millions of Africans to work in brutal conditions in the Americas, generating immense wealth for European traders and plantation owners. Industrialization further deepened these divides. In the 19th century, the rapid industrial growth in Europe and North America led to the accumulation of vast fortunes by industrialists. However, this wealth was built on the backs of low-paid factory workers who toiled in dangerous conditions. Discriminatory policies such as racial segregation in the United States and apartheid in South Africa entrenched these inequalities, limiting access to opportunities for marginalized groups. The idea of meritocracy, that hard work and talent are the primary determinants of success, is a powerful narrative. However, it often overlooks the significant advantages conferred by inherited wealth and social privilege. For example, studies show that children born into wealthy families are more likely to have access to quality education, better healthcare, and influential networks, all of which contribute to their success. In contrast, individuals from poorer backgrounds face systemic barriers that make it much harder to climb the socio-economic ladder, regardless of their effort or abilities. Chapter 2: Drivers of Inequality Today. Capitalist economies, while generating significant wealth, also exacerbate inequality through several mechanisms. Wage stagnation is a key issue. Over the past few decades, productivity has increased significantly, but wages for average workers have not kept pace. Instead, the benefits of increased productivity have largely gone to the top, particularly to corporate executives and shareholders. Corporate power has also grown, with large multinational corporations exerting considerable influence over labor markets, often suppressing wages and benefits for workers. Globalization has led to the outsourcing of jobs to countries with lower labor costs, resulting in job losses and wage suppression in higher-income countries. Automation and technological advancements have also played a role, displacing many traditional jobs. For example, manufacturing jobs in the U.S. have declined significantly due to automation, leaving many workers unemployed or forced to take lower-paying service jobs. These trends have contributed to a growing income gap between highly skilled workers, who benefit from technological advancements, and low-skilled workers, who are more likely to be displaced. Tax policies and government programs can either mitigate or exacerbate inequality. In many countries, tax systems have become less progressive over time, with reductions in top income tax rates and capital gains taxes benefiting the wealthy. Additionally, loopholes and tax havens allow wealthy individuals and corporations to avoid paying their fair share of taxes. On the other hand, robust social safety nets and progressive taxation can help reduce inequality. For instance, Scandinavian countries, which have high taxes and generous welfare programs, tend to have lower levels of inequality compared to countries like the United States. Chapter 3: The Human Cost of Inequality. The human cost of inequality is profound. Poverty affects nearly every aspect of life, from health to education and overall well-being. Poorer individuals are more likely to suffer from chronic illnesses, have shorter life expectancies, and face significant barriers to accessing quality healthcare. For example, in the United States, life expectancy in the wealthiest neighborhoods can be up to 15 years longer than in the poorest areas. Education is another critical area impacted by inequality. Children from low-income families often attend underfunded schools, receive less support at home, and have fewer opportunities for higher education. This perpetuates a cycle of poverty, as education is a key determinant of future income and employment opportunities. Inequality limits social mobility, trapping individuals and families in cycles of poverty. When opportunities are distributed unevenly, those born into disadvantaged circumstances find it much harder to improve their situation. In contrast, those born into wealth can leverage their resources and connections to maintain and grow their economic status. This lack of mobility not only affects individuals, but also undermines the principle of equal opportunity, which is fundamental to a just society. Extreme inequality can lead to social unrest and political instability. When large segments of the population feel left behind, resentment builds and social cohesion frays. Historical examples abound, such as the French Revolution, where economic inequality was a significant factor driving the uprising. Today, we see similar dynamics playing out in various parts of the world, with growing protests and political polarization often linked to economic grievances. Chapter 4. Wealth concentration and its consequences. The concentration of wealth among the ultra-wealthy has significant implications for society. The richest 1% now control more wealth than the rest of the world combined. This level of wealth accumulation affects not just economic dynamics, but also social and political structures. For instance, billionaires can use their wealth to influence media, fund political campaigns, and lobby for policies that benefit their interests. Concentrated wealth translates into disproportionate political influence. Wealthy individuals and corporations can shape policy agendas through lobbying, campaign contributions, and control over media narratives. This often results in policies that favor the wealthy, such as tax cuts for the rich and deregulation of industries, further entrenching inequality. For example, the Citizens United ruling in the United States, which allowed unlimited political spending by corporations and unions, has significantly increased the influence of money in politics. Philanthropy by the wealthy is often seen as a way to address inequality. However, while charitable donations can provide temporary relief, they do not address the systemic issues that create and perpetuate inequality. Moreover, philanthropy can sometimes serve to enhance the social status of the wealthy, rather than leading to meaningful structural changes. Critics argue that systemic change, such as fair taxation and robust social safety nets, is necessary to tackle the root causes of inequality. Chapter 5. Solutions and Paths Forward. Progressive tax systems, where the wealthy pay a higher percentage of their income in taxes, can help redistribute wealth and fund essential social programs. For example, the introduction of a wealth tax, as proposed by economists like Thomas Piketty, could generate significant revenue to invest in healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Implementing progressive tax policies can reduce the gap between rich and poor and provide the resources needed to support a fairer society. Universal Basic Income (UBI) is a policy proposal that involves providing all citizens with a regular, unconditional sum of money, regardless of their employment status. UBI has the potential to reduce poverty and provide a safety net for individuals, allowing them to meet their basic needs and pursue opportunities without the constant pressure of financial insecurity. Pilot programs in countries like Finland and Canada have shown promising results, with participants experiencing improved mental health, better job prospects, and increased overall well-being. Labor rights and unionization. Strong labor unions and robust workers' rights are crucial for negotiating fair wages and benefits. Unionized workers tend to have higher wages, better working conditions, and greater job security compared to non-unionized workers. Strengthening labor rights and supporting unionization can help reduce income inequality and ensure that workers receive a fair share of the wealth they help create. For instance, countries with strong labor unions like Germany and Sweden tend to have lower levels of inequality and more robust social safety nets. Education and skill development is a powerful tool for reducing inequality and promoting social mobility. Ensuring access to quality education for all, from early childhood through higher education, is essential for empowering individuals and providing them with the skills needed to succeed in the modern economy. Investments in education and training programs can help bridge the gap between rich and poor, providing opportunities for upward mobility. Examples include tuition-free college programs, vocational training, and lifelong learning initiatives. Social movements and grassroots activism play a vital role in driving change and holding governments and corporations accountable. Movements like the Civil Rights Movement in the United States and the anti-apartheid struggle in South Africa have shown that collective action can lead to significant social and political transformations. Today, movements like Black Lives Matter, Fight for 15s, and climate justice campaigns are advocating for policies that address inequality and promote social justice. Addressing socioeconomic inequality is a pressing global issue that requires immediate and sustained action. The growing divide between the rich and the poor threatens social cohesion, economic stability, and democratic governance. It is essential to recognize the systemic nature of inequality and implement comprehensive policies that promote fairness and opportunity for all. We all have a role to play in addressing inequality. Engage with the issue, support policies that promote equality, and demand systemic change from our leaders. By working together, we can build a more just and equitable world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Let's make socioeconomic equality not just an aspiration, but a reality for future generations.